What are we going to do? How do we tell him?
I've failed him. I've failed our family.
Before the bustling street, there stood a quaint little home. This seemingly simple structure held within it a profound promise of shelter and safety. Nestled within its walls were loving parents, straining to provide for their little family. Each day, the children observed their parents' struggles, learning the valuable lesson that survival came first. Life was undoubtedly a challenging journey, filled with its fair share of difficulties.
That day he did not just leave school, he left childhood. Not because he hated learning, but because hunger was louder than dreams, and survival becomes his only subject. Celt's a reminder that poverty steals not just food but chances in future. Some choose careers and others survival.
They kicked me out, Dad. They said we didn't pay. And now...
Years passed. He grew older, stronger and quieter. He worked harder than before. He worded with his hands, not because he was strong, but because he had no choice. The sun burned. His body grew tired. But money was never enough. What he earned by the day disappeared by night. Not because he was lazy, not because he didn't try, but sometimes opportunity never comes. Life is hard. He later builds a family of his own. Not a life of comfort, but a life of responsibility. Children come into his arms, and hopes returned into his heart. But hope alone could not carry the burden. The children grew while watching struggles every day. School slowly disappeared into their lives, not because they didn't want to learn, but because survival spoke louder than education. The struggle did not change, only changed hands. Life is very unpredictable.
I have failed.
They began helping their parents. Small hands carrying heavy weight. School was a distant memory, a luxury they couldn't afford. Schoolwork gathered dust as workbooks took their place. Playtime shrunk to scrap of time between chores. The weight of the world pressed into their small palms. They learned to swallow tear with their bread. Their parents' faces etched with lines of worry and weakness. Mama hands, once soft, now rough and cracked from endless chores. Papa eyes once bright with hope, now dimmed by crushing weight of responsibility. And the weight become too much for one to hold.
You have been evicted. The doors are being locked now.
The street welcomed them. They begged for food. They searched bins for food. The system failed them again, leaving them to feed themselves. Their struggle, invisible yet stark, a harsh reality. The stigma of homeless, a heavy clock that they couldn't shake. The children questions, a poignant refrain, when can we go home? Father silent, a heavy mantle weighed down by guilt. People passed by and laughed, thinking it was because of laziness, never knowing it was inheritance, not of money.
Some people will say he failed in life, but they never saw the weight he was carrying. Not every child leaves school because they want to. Some leave because home needs a provider more than a graduate. Opportunity visited that family, but it did not knock on every door. And when help finally came, it only fed the hunger. It never changed the future. Poverty is not always laziness. Sometimes it is a story that keeps repeating itself, from parent to child. A family does not rise when one succeeds. A family rises when they rise together. We must stop asking why he didn't make it, because a life can be served with food, but future is served with a chance.